Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for 2023. We're going to look at your first house in this first row here, and we are basically going to be looking at your approach to the year as far as your first house is concerned and any new beginnings that could be coming in for you. But the first house means a lot more than that, of course, can represent yourself, how you present yourself to the world, things like that, new beginnings, if I didn't already say that. But you have this 10th house card in your first house, and it says authority, which is actually a very good card to get in your first house because, the first house, if you're gaining authority, that could be a good thing. Could be you getting a lot of attention as well with the sun. So there could be a lot of success coming in for you. For some of you, I also feel that if you've been working towards getting a certificate, like graduating school, something like that, then you could be doing that in 2023, especially with this Hierophant card here. You could be graduating school, you could be getting a certification. You could also be getting like a job that is based off of like whatever you went to school for. That's kind of also popping into my head. So that could be one of the new beginnings that you are having. But I literally feel that some of you could be being seen as an authority figure. So you could be getting like a leadership position at work, or you could just be like, maybe you have like a YouTube channel or something about a specific topic, and you could be becoming an authority in that area of life. You have the Nine of Cups, the Sun, and the Hierophant. You also have the Ten of Cups here. I mean, this is a really good reading. You have some really good cards here. You have the Nine of Cups, Sun, and the Hierophant. The Nine of Cups is like a wishes and wish fulfillment. The other interesting thing is that the first house can, again, be kind of like how you present yourself to the world. I feel like other people are seeing you as blessed, which tells me that you're receiving blessings this year, which is very interesting. It's kind of like weird how it's popping into my head like that. It's like very different than it's different than what I would normally get, but it's almost as if this is how other people are seeing you. And I love that for you, Sagittarius. I feel like that means that, again, there are blessings coming in for you. You have the Sun. The Sun can definitely represent blessings, happiness, joy, good things coming in for you as well. The other thing that's popping into my head is clarity. You have the Sun actually twice in your reading, believe it or not. You have the Fool here. The Fool has the Sun on his back. And so for some of you, I kind of feel like there's a sense of clarity that I'm getting with the Sun, that you, in your first house, you are very clear on the things that you need to be doing with the Sun, just in all areas of your life. So it's almost like you have a lot of answers to, whatever this year. You also have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a card of learning and education, and it is kind of popping into my head. It could be, part of the Hierophant could be you, accepting some sort of path towards authority, again, becoming like an authority figure, becoming someone who gets a lot of attention or someone who stands out. So we're off to definitely a very good start here for you, Sagittarius. And let's see, we're going to clarify with the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, and we're just going to see what we get. With the Nine of Cups, you have this Patience card. I feel like people see you as very patient. I would also say that, again, if people are seeing you as very abundant, which it kind of looks like, then I would be careful of like people coming to you for whatever. I would make sure that if like people are coming to you for like money or help or assistance, that I would make sure that they're doing it for the right reasons and that you're doing it for the right reasons as well. That's what I feel like that Patience is talking about. With the Sun, you have this Lust card. I do feel there could be a lot of attention just on you. Obviously, again, Sun in your first house literally would be a ton of attention coming in for you here with that Sun card. So you could just be getting a lot of attention this year. And what I would say is make sure, especially if you're going for love, I would be patient with that Patience card. I would make sure that you're not just rushing into anything with a person. I would make sure that you're doing things for the right reasons and taking your time with this energy. I'm also getting, for a lot of you, that actually I feel it'd be a good year to act as if you already, Nine of Cups is literally my card of bathing in the energy of something that you want and desire in your life before you have it. So if you want love, you have to be in love. And people are always like, how? I'm always like, well, go love a dog, go love a cat, go love something that you love doing, express love to it, and then you'll be in the energy. That's just one example. But I kind of get this like act as if energy here, where if you could act as if you already have the things you want, then you will get them, plain and simple. With the Hierophant, you have this ostentation card. Yeah, no showing off. Not that you would, Sagittarius, but this is like a card of showing off. And it's a card of needing to be able to tell the difference between like a person who's showing off and a person who has the right to show off. There's an old saying, if you got it, flaunt it, right? And, I kind of feel that maybe this year that you have a lot of people coming to you. It seems like that Nine of Cups, I feel, is a receiving energy. I've never felt that on the Nine of Cups before. It's almost like you have those cups behind you, and it's like you are the one that's going to be handing these cups out. Whatever those cups are, I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you. But intuitively, that's the sense I get. And also intuitively, with this ostentation card, it's like I feel like you have to be able to say like who the real people are and who the fakers are. Who you're giving your energy to. Not just in love. We're talking about in business, all areas of your life. It's almost like that could be, like a lesson that you're learning this year, something along those lines. Next, in your second house, we're going to be looking at second house is like earned income, material goods, making it rain, stuff like that. You have this gift card here, Sagittarius. This card says someone will give you a gift or help you in some way. It also says you have natural talents, gifts, and abilities just waiting to be discovered. So if you're looking to make money, I feel that there could be a lot of opportunity in some of your hidden talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. I also do feel like there could be helpful people coming in for you. Again, you have the Seven of Swords. I would be careful of expectations is the word that I'm getting. You have the Ten of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Seven of Swords here. Again, I'm getting the word expectations on this Seven of Swords. Sometimes I feel like people give us something for ulterior motives, right? They want us to do something for them in the future. So they give us a gift to try to get us to do things, right? And again, I feel like you're very good at telling the difference this year, like we've been talking about with the Nine of Cups. So I would make sure, don't accept things from people who expect something back, right? It's just that simple. I would be careful of that type of person with the Seven of Swords. I also feel that, again, pretty much it's kind of interesting because pretty much everyone has had a similar message to this, but, I feel like you need to be more playful with the Seven of Swords. I think things have gotten too serious in the energy, and you can see he has these polka dots on his cloak. Polka dots in the tarot represent needing to be more fun, more playful, needing to enjoy things in life more. So I feel like you need to kind of focus on doing more things that you enjoy, and also in work and business, bringing more joy into those areas of your life. You have the Queen of Cups here. Queen of Cups is like a card of happiness, I feel, in your reading. You have the sun right next to her. She's a card of really deep emotions, but I feel that emotionally you're actually feeling very happy. I feel like you're feeling very fulfilled and things are kind of going your way. So I do feel good about this Queen of Cups energy. Interestingly enough as well, I do feel like you could be meeting a person at work or through work or business or whatever. If you are looking for love, you have that card. You also have the Ten of Cups. I do kind of feel love here. Again, next week, I'm doing 3-part readings. These are going to be 3-part readings. Next week, we're going to be putting out part 2, which is going to be some of the romantic houses and stuff in astrology. We're basically doing 4 houses per video. And I feel for some of you that there could be a person that's coming in for you through work or business. And again, next week we'll find out more, but this could be true love that's coming in. I feel like the difference here, this person is very nurturing, I feel, with that Queen of Cups, very caring, very Queen of Cups. Doesn't matter what gender you're interested in. I feel like they're very intuitive, very caring. I don't even necessarily think they're a water sign. I think they could be any sign, but I just feel they're showing up as the Queen of Cups type of energy. For some of you, either you have children or they have children. Doesn't matter. I feel like happy home, happy family. It'll be good regardless of what happens. I also feel that this is your happily ever after. There's some sort of relief is the word that I'm getting here on the Ten of Cups. So if you've been having challenges financially, if you've been trying to make more money financially, I kind of get that fortune after difficulty vibe off the Ten of Cups where there's some sort of relief. The reason I'm hesitating a little bit is because it's not just going to magically appear in your life. I do feel it's through, you're working for the relief. So it could be you getting a new job, starting a new business. You have the Fool right next to it, and then you have the Eight of Pentacles next to that. Definitely could be a new job, new business, new career, if you are hoping for financial relief. But I definitely feel it on that Ten of Cups. With the Ten of Cups, you have this excitement card. A lot of reasons to be excited. The Ten of Cups, the whole point of the Ten of Cups is that those people on the Ten of Cups are choosing to be happy. They're choosing to be excited. They're in the real world. The whole card is not those 10 cups, right? So it kind of represents the fact that they're choosing what they focus on, those 10 cups above them. And there's a lot of kind of manifestation stuff here. So I would make sure to focus on, things that bring you excitement, joy, happiness. You have the Fool right next to it. Joy, happiness, excitement. All those words pop up on that card. with the Queen of Cups, I told you, you have this seduction card right here. So someone is trying to seduce you here, Sagittarius, and I do feel it could be a new person at work, like I said, and we were literally talking about this on the Queen of Cups, so it wouldn't really surprise me. Again, I think the things that will stand out to you the most, if this wants to focus, are that this person's like very kind, caring, intuitive, all those good things. So just like a very, caring person is what I get. With the Seven of Swords, you have this order card. I feel like some of you are bringing order to things. Remember what I was saying? It's almost like you're very good at telling the difference between like the truth and lies, basically. And I feel that's what's bringing order into your life. It seems to me like this could be a lesson that you've had to learn over a long period of time. I also am getting that, again, even though this isn't a second house thing, I read intuitively, and I do feel some of you have learned to tell, accept what people are saying at their word. Like if they say something, I feel like you're accepting it as the truth. And it's no longer like maybe in the past you would give people a pass based off the things that they say. And I don't think you're doing that anymore. Next in your third house for, kind of thinking, anything that's on your mind, traveling, communication, siblings, neighbors, all those things. You have this yin energy card. I actually like this. I feel like it's saying mentally you're kind of at peace, probably this entire year. And I feel like mentally, I would also, I think your thoughts, you shouldn't be thinking, how can I make things harder? I think you should be thinking, how can I make things in my life more efficient, right? Which I think that's true, as far as the collective energy is concerned, everybody should be thinking like that because that's what the astrology wants right now. But what I would say, and for the rest of our lives, basically, but what I would say is you actually seem to be in it. Like you seem to be in this energy of actually thinking those things. Like, how can I make this easier? How can I make my job better? How can I make it more efficient? How can I get rid of things that don't work, right? And I think this is where your thoughts are with this card. You have the Fool, the Four of Cups, and the Hangman. So the Fool is about taking some sort of leap of faith. I feel that this Fool is more of an option. It's almost like this is an Uno card that you could be playing. Like whatever the best Uno card is. I don't know because I haven't played Uno in years. But it's almost like you have like the trump card, with this Fool card. I feel like some of you, if you're in situations that are not efficient, I feel like you're putting down the Fool. You're taking a leap of faith away from things that are not efficient, things that are slow. And this is like where your thoughts are at. I also feel like you have like more than enough knowledge and wisdom to survive this year. He has this little tiny sack on his back right above my finger there. And that sack kind of represents the fact that he's about to go on this major journey through the entire major arcana. And he's only bringing that tiny little sack on his back. So he has more than enough knowledge and wisdom to be successful on his journey. And that's what I feel is kind of like going on here. You have with the Four of Cups here. I feel like you're thinking about things that didn't work out in the past as well. And, I feel like you're kind of looking at, I don't really feel you're looking at fixing things, but I do feel I also don't think you're living in the past, but I do feel that mentally you are kind of like it's almost like you have like a little bit of a checklist. You're just saying like, okay, I know that, these certain things don't work in love or these things don't work in business. And I feel that this is a good thing. It's almost like you're just paying attention to what works and what doesn't, and because of that, you're finding success. You also have the Hangman here. Again, I feel this is kind of also saying that it's time for you to get moving towards some sort of goal, wish, or dream. His head is glowing, which he put himself in Hangman mode to gain enlightenment, and I kind of feel like this card is saying that you have like enough wisdom and knowledge to make some big moves this year, and I have a feeling when we do the next two parts of your reading, that for 2023, that there's going to be a lot of stuff that's coming up for you that really says that you have more than enough knowledge and wisdom to kind of like get moving on towards some sort of big change or big goal. But it's like you've been learning for a long time. With the Fool, here you go. You have this Discovery card. This is your card. This is a Sagittarius card. I think it's a great year to explore things. Just in general that you're interested in. You could be, with the Eight of Pentacles, you could be interested in jobs, new positions. Even if you have a job, I would say maybe you're realizing that your job isn't efficient, or maybe there's like a lot of paperwork that you have to do that you don't want to do, right? And I see a lot of people, this is just going to keep happening as we move through the future. I always talk about the fact that, back in 2017, we had Saturn in Capricorn, and Saturn in Capricorn, it rules like efficiency, wants things to, it doesn't really rule it, but it wants things to be more efficient. So if you have a job where there's like a bunch of paperwork, like I hear about this all the time from people who have jobs that they have a bunch of paperwork that makes no sense that they shouldn't have to do, but they do anyway because of who knows what. It's like we're going to feel more and more and more of a push away from those types of things. So it wouldn't really surprise me if you got like a new job, new career. If that happens. With the Four Cups, you have this Riches card. I feel like you are clearly thinking about abundance in all its forms. Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, that Patience card, the Sun. Really good cards for creating abundance. I don't think this is just talking about money. I think it's talking about all forms of abundance. With the Hangman, you have this Companionship card. I do feel like you could be thinking about love and connecting with a person. And I definitely feel this because we basically have no love houses here, and there's a bunch of love showing up in this reading. You're at like one of the only signs actually that had a ton of love in the first part of the reading, so pretty interesting. But I would say that I feel like your mind could definitely be on companionship or kind of being with a person this year as well. Next, in the area of your fourth house, which is home, family, your foundations, things like that, you have this diligence card. So I feel that this is saying, number one, pay attention. If you have important people in your life, this could be saying be diligent in paying attention to those people. I would be diligent in like taking care of your home as well. It's definitely popping into my head that you should like make sure that you're turning your stove off when you leave the house, all those things. Again, I wouldn't be paranoid about it, but just something that kind of is popping into my head, something I would think about. You have the Eight of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles here. Love it. Some of you could be working from home with the Eight of Pentacles, and I would say this will be going very well for you. Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon, so I feel there could be a lot of success coming into your home. Even if you live with another person or if you're married or something, your person could also be making more money, which is just going to help the home in some way. So I'm kind of getting that energy here. I also feel for those of you that are like in school, that are getting a certification, that are learning something new. I mean, this is an amazing card. Fourth house is your foundation. It could just be the foundation of learning something new, like, or learning a skill that makes you money. So if you're doing that, or if you're thinking about like getting a real estate license or, anything like that, I would go for it if you're even thinking about it, because I don't know, this is a really good card to get in your fourth house. For even though it's not really a learning house, it has to do with like the beginnings, the foundational type energy. So, I would do it. You have the Three of Pentacles here. Some of you literally could be working on your home, and this is a great card for doing that. I would also say that if you're working on any foundation at all, like the beginning, laying down the foundation of a new business or a new career, working with other people is going to be very beneficial with the Three of Pentacles. You also have the Six of Pentacles. Again, the whole entire reading has basically been about where you give your what you give your energy to and what you don't give your energy to. And it seems to be like a big focus. And again, it makes sense that it could, like, if you're giving only your energy to things that give to you, then you're going to have a much more solid foundation than you would if you were just giving your energy all over the place. So, that's been a major theme here. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have this practicality card. I definitely feel it's an amazing time for you to be practical, to be very focused, and to work on the things that have been working for you up until this point. I would very much like a 80-20 rule type of reading, as I call them. The 80-20 rule is that we get 80% of our results from 20% of the work that we're doing. So like the more efficient that you can be, I feel the stronger of a foundation you will have this year. With the Three of Pentacles, you have this Harmony card. We kind of talked about this with this Yin energy card that you have. I feel like there is a lot of harmony coming in for you. I feel like there's harmony and peace coming into the home. You have that Yin energy card, like I said, and you have the Ten of Cups. Three of Pentacles. All these cards really good for working together. And again, in the fourth house, it could be like home and family. So if you have a home, if you have a family, or even in your community, I feel like there could be like a lot of peace, harmony, just good vibes all the way around. With the Six of Pentacles, you have this Empathy card. Again, I keep getting this weird message that, especially with that Seven of Swords here, that would be very careful of anyone who tries to like tug on your heartstrings that doesn't deserve it, right? So I'd be careful of like anyone coming back from the past, or, if you just have manipulative people or a manipulative person in your life, I would be careful of anyone who's like asking for money or anything like that, who's just a manipulator. Definitely picking up on that. But again, I feel like it's like you're the decision maker this year, Sagittarius. We're going to answer one question now. with these 3 cards right here. So if you have a question, great. Feel free to pause the reading and think of your question. If you don't have a question, I'm going to read the cards right now, and we're going to put them all together at the end, kind of like a personalish reading. You have the 10 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, and the King of Cups. Could be marriage. Some of you could be getting married. Again, you have the King and Queen of Cups, which is like divine counterparts in your reading here. So clearly there could be love coming in for you that leads to marriage. Doesn't have to be a water sign. Like I said, it is interesting that you have both, which tells me that you are either the King or the Queen of Cups in this reading, and there's a King or Queen of Cups coming in for you. And so it could be like a divine counterpart type situation, very nurturing, caring, very deep connection. For others, I feel like you're asking about like moving away from something that has been a burden, and clearly I would say yes, I would definitely let any burdens go with this energy for sure. I feel like this is encouraging you to be free or to set yourself free in some way. I'm also getting something about luck here. Like I feel like there's a lot of luck coming in for you, but this looks really good so far. Again, keep an eye out for parts 2 and 3, but thank you for being here, Sag. Really appreciate it, and definitely enjoy your year.